The first group that we're going to recognize today is the B-36 Peacemaker Museum group. Those gentlemen started, I believe, as 1992. So it's been just about 23 years now, and I can tell you that there have been, to our recollection, about 5 different efforts to establish a regional museum here in North Texas and in Fort Worth. None of them have been successful yet, but we're going to change that. But if it were not for the B-36 Peacemaker Museum folks and their efforts early on, and continuing those efforts until we met with them in 1998, a lot of the heritage of aviation would have disappeared. They worked very hard to try to keep the B-36 Peacemaker here. They weren't successful with that, but in some respects I think losing the airplane may have been a catalyst to some of the things that we're doing here now, and to start to bring more and more of the heritage of aviation to the community. So there's no way that we can thank these gentlemen enough for the work that they did in trying to establish a couple of different museum efforts, the work that they did on restoring the B-36 Peacemaker itself before it left and is now in Tucson. But so the first recipients of our Wings Award this year are going to be to the B-36 Peacemaker Museum. So. So I know we have a number of people who were involved as the presidents. Bill Guy is a past president, and Bob is the current president. So Bob, if you'd like to come up and receive your award. Bob saw it a little earlier and tried to touch it, and we slapped his hand, said you couldn't do that yet. So the award says 2015 Wings Award presented to the B-36 Peacemaker in preserving the history of the B-36 Peacemaker in Air Force Plant Number 4. And so the first award.
Thank you, I can check it. I would like Bill, and who do we have here?
We've got Joe.
Joe,
and,
come on up here.
And Ike and John.
Yeah, all of you, all the B-36 guys, come on up here.
Joe was in the original group. He was there when he and
in fact, here, let's step up here.
1992 when they moved the B-36 into number 1, the hangar number 1.
Yeah, John. Yeah, good.
Come on up here. Let's get. And whoever's got your cameras would appreciate one of these that we can put on Facebook later. So.
Yeah.
At any rate, there were more of these gentlemen who started this organization, and we are very pleased to be able to honor the ones that are here with us today. So again, thank you for everything that you have done up to this point. We couldn't all be here today, I don't think, without the efforts of you guys. So thank you.
Yeah, we started off as a restoration team on the B-36. We put 44,000 man-hours in rebuilding the B-36, and then it went to Pima Museum, where it is on display now, and all they basically had to do was put it together and paint it. But it was a gorgeous aircraft when it left here, and if you have a chance, go there. It's the last B-36 built, and it sat out at Greater Southwest for went out there in 1959. And then it was moved to DFW until '74, and then it was moved over to the plant. And it was deteriorated the whole time, and totally rebuilt. But it's a gorgeous bird, and that's how this group started. And we're awful proud of what we do in this museum. And I want to thank Jim for his efforts in this museum. He does a tremendous job. He's going all the time. I'm afraid he's going to burn himself out. We're going to find him on the road somewhere, just dead.
No, it'll be a bar.
But anyway, he does an awesome job. And we thank you. We thank you for this award,
okay.
But we also thank you for what you do.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Bob. Bill? Thank you. Joe?
Appreciate everything you've done.
Thanks. Ike?
At
John?
days when they were restoring the B-36 out there,
Excuse me.
there were up to 105 guys out there at one time.
Yes, I will.
On the restoration on that museum. Yeah.
And one of the things that I want to mention is the way we got to know these gentlemen was because of our fledgling efforts back in about 1999, 2000, when we acquired the OV-10 Bronco mock-up. It was the original factory mock-up. It was the first aircraft that we started in our collection, and we really had no idea what to do with it and how to put it back together and how to do anything with it. And so that's when we got connected with these gentlemen, and they told us, and now this was almost 18 years ago, and they were telling us then, well, we're really too old to do this kind of work. They said, and I said, well, okay, we don't want you to do the work, but if you would kind of point at things and give us an idea of what we have to do. And before long, most of the mock-up was over at the Lockheed plant, and these guys were busy restoring our OV-10 mock-up too. So it goes beyond.
It's more about Bondo than we ever would know.
So it goes well beyond the B-36 and the other thing that they've done. So if you're new to the museum, please take some time to look at their exhibits over in the corner. Yeah. So once again, gentlemen, thank you. Thank you for everything.
According to Tom and Jack, you wouldn't have the OV-10 sitting out there today.
Yeah, we've got some pictures of Tom with his hat on backwards in the mock-up, scraping stuff out of the cockpit. So,
just a small note for folks that don't know, Joe fought in the Battle of the Bulge, the Second World War, so he's our local hero.
And he still knows how to fly, so don't miss it.